cycle work there. So, reel ahead, I guess, to 1995. That was when I had an opportunity to join ClearNet Communications in the launch of their first cell network, which was the Mike product at that time. Also a tidbit for people that are wondering about cellular networks, there's actually just as much wire in a wireless network as there is in a wired network. So again, it was kind of interesting when I really understood that it's more about the wire than it is about the wireless. In order to support our business better, we employed two strategies at that time. And again, we were brand new at developing our products and things like that. Brand new IT department, so you're basically starting everything from scratch. And we wanted to do things a little bit different, so we employed several strategies. One of them was to develop a light SDLC, Systems Development Life Cycle, consisting of 6 gates. And also we created a role called Business Systems Analyst, which really evolved into that connection with the business. We thought that given all of the disconnect between the business and IT, that we really wanted that to happen. Okay, let's just continue on here. Onward, in 2000, TELUS bought ClearNet, which in some ways, at that time we were excited, but also had reservations about it, because now here was a little company of about, by that time, about 3,000 people being acquired by a 30,000 person company. TELUS bought ClearNet to accelerate their cellular business across Canada. That was really the big part of it. We were actually across Canada by that time, and it was all about the acquisition and getting more clients for TELUS. TELUS, on the other hand, they're no different than any other large business in today's highly competitive marketplace. Our model is constantly evolving to make the most effective use of our resources. Telcos, for those that don't know it, but you probably do, are very customer-centric driven organizations. We have very complex multi-level offerings. That's why we get a lot of calls to our call centers. And our call centers today are supporting upwards of 100 million calls a year. Now that's a lot of cost to our bottom line. So in 2009, TELUS set about rebuilding our web properties. Again, we had a Forrester study done on it, and we ranked 22 out of 24, I think it was, so we had nowhere to go but up at that time. In 2009, our mix of, let's say, self-service on the web was roughly 3% to 97% in the call center. So again, a very high mix towards the call center. Now, we looked at this as a great business opportunity to reduce costs within TELUS and to promote more out onto the self-serve capability there. In this project, we're looking at it as a bit of a journey, and we want to get to a mix of about 15% on the web and 85% in the call centers by 2012, and at about $8 a call. That results or translates into a cost savings of about $100 million in a one-year basis. So again, getting the stuff out and managing it properly on the web is a big thing for us. Also, TELUS BT, and BT, I'll have to use that. We are now called Business Transformation. We're no longer called an IT department, because our CIO or our previous CIO liked to think that we help transform the business. Okay, we're getting by with doing more for less. And business requirements now, and again, a lot of times the business requirements were done by the business systems analysts in conjunction with the business. But as we're doing our cost efficiency measures at TELUS, we're trying to do more with less, and we want to actually move the requirements management process out into the business. And so we're starting to look at tools that will help the business actually do more of the work around requirements gathering themselves. And also, who better to actually define the business requirements than the business themselves? The problem is with that is they really need to be trained how to define requirements. And so that sort of takes us into one of the reasons why we're looking at the integrate product as something that could help our business partners even more than it helps IT at this point in time, because we have quite a well-defined process to actually define those more up front. So just before I cover the end here, in actually 2005, I joined the IIBA, which is the International Institute of Business Analysts, and helped found the Toronto chapter. During one of our chapter events there, I guess it was recently, last fall, I think it was, ASIF did a presentation with regards to the enterprise suite. It wasn't 2010 at that time, but it looked like a really neat tool that would help us manage the business requirements. Since that time, I've also discovered TELUS is a large company. In my department, I've got 150 people, but there's 35,000 people, and there's actually other pieces of the company that are actually using the eDev product right now, and it's around TELUS Health Solutions. But again, I'm part of the IT group as a whole, and there's 3,000 of us out there, so there's a lot of us in that. So in wrapping, I just wanted to say that last quote or tagline, let the beauty we love be what we do. That's really what it's all about, is doing something that you love and just doing it. That beauty. So thanks for listening to my ramblings, and I'll turn it over to the next person there. Thanks.